Autobots, roll out!
Hello and welcome to That's Just Prime, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Generation 2 Laser Optimus Prime, and I love this toy. Originally released in 1995, this figure retailed for approximately $25, and I have such a colorful history with this mold because I've reviewed this guy before, sort of. Way back in That's Just Prime episode 50, I reviewed my very own custom of this figure because originally I never liked the paint job on this guy. I found it weird. The black cab with the red front and the gray trailer with that staple of Generation 2 of just putting everybody's names on the vehicle mode. So you've got the Optimus Prime Octane right there on the trailer, and then there's a picture of Optimus Prime, which is for some reason setting fire to a forest, and it's just so weird and out there. And for the longest time, also you got Optimus Prime right there on the door, and for the longest time I just didn't like it. So what I did is I just kind of pieced my own figure together, and I made a custom. Again, I'll put a link down below where you can see it. It's a custom that I reviewed way back in episode 50, like I said, and I painted it up to look like the G1 color. So it's got the black trailer with the chrome, and then it's got the cab is all red and blue, and the robot is red and blue, and it's got all of the G1 colors on it. And the weird thing is that as time has gone by, I have kind of started to slowly fall in love with this paint scheme. I've come completely around on it, right? It's so wacky and it's so out there that it's actually kind of formed a bit of a charm for me, where I actually kind of really dig it now, as out there and as weird as the paint job is. I was like, thinking about this recently, I'm like, I don't actually have a Generation 2 Laser Prime in its original colors, and that's kind of a shame that I don't, because now I kind of like it. It's the weirdest thing. So my wife got me this for my birthday recently. I'm super excited to get this guy into my collection. So here in vehicle mode, the cab is approximately 7 inches long, about 3 inches tall. The trailer itself is about 10 inches long, about 5 inches tall. So that gives us a combined length of about 15 inches right here. So this guy is a really, really good size. So just checking out all of the details, I absolutely love this design of the long nose cab for Optimus Prime. I've always dug this design. My first experience with it was the RID Scourge, which I also have. It's stored away somewhere, but that was my first experience with this mold. Have always loved this mold, and then of course the custom that I showed off a few years ago. Love the design of this cab itself. It's got the nice clear see-through windows with a rear or with a red interior in there. You've got your horns and lights up here at the top. Mostly black cab with that fade into red going into the front there. We got a grille chrome and grille on the bumper as well. We got your plastic wheels with your silver rims right there. You got your silver on your steps there, black on the back, and we've got some accents in blue right there and right back here on the hitch. Now we do have an electronic feature right here. This is why they were called laser rods in the G2 days, is because these guys have a light up feature. So in this mode, in vehicle mode, we've got light up headlights. So we've got a button right up here at the top. When we press on that, we're going to get some headlights that turn on and off, which is really, really cool. Just kind of going all the way around. You got the Optimus Prime right there, and this is your access to replace the batteries as well. And that's about it for the cab itself. Taking a look at the trailer, again, it's that Octane, that tanker trailer, which I absolutely love this design at. This one is mostly gray and black. We do have some red accents going along the sides there, and we've got those tank covers up there on the top, and just kind of going all the way around. OP95, Optimus Prime, 95 was the year that this was released. We got some taillights right there represented in stickers, and just going all the way around on the trailer. We do have a hitch right there. We have a port right down here. We can connect this up, and we're ready to roll, and it rolls really, really nicely. We also have an attack feature in this mode, and that is this disc launcher up here. So this whole top piece, what would be the hatches for the tank, this whole thing is going to rotate. So you can actually rotate this around, and you can see right there with the sticker detail, we got some like lock and some targeting stuff going on right there. We're going to see a little bit of that later on as well in the attack mode or in the base mode. But right now, we can use this for attack. So you can turn and point this in any direction that you wish. You've got some discs that are going to fit right in here. Let me see if I can pop one out. Tell you what, let's just fire one and then I'll show you what the disc is. So you put the discs right here on the front, and then the one in the back is a knob, so you can turn this, and as you turn it, it's going to fire off those discs just like that. If you turn it slow, it shoots a little slower. If you turn it fast, it shoots a little faster. And here's your discs right here. It's a very cool little blue Autobot disc with your G2 Autobot logo right there. And again, just to reload, all you got to do is drop the discs back in. And that's really kind of about it for the vehicle mode itself. Absolutely stunning, beautiful vehicle mode. Let's do a couple of comparisons. So here he is with the Titan's Return version of Generation 2 Laser Optimus Prime. So let's bring this guy in closer, and obviously there's going to be quite the size difference here, but you can really appreciate the level of detail that went into this figure right here. They really got all of the paint done really nicely. You got the black cab with the black trailer. You got that fade into the red right there on the nose. And even this little cockpit section up here in the clear blue really does a good job of emulating the blue discs that are currently sitting on top of this trailer right here, which is really nice. And of course, you've got that gold sticker. Now, obviously, the stickering could have been a little better with the foil, but you've got that Optimus Prime. It's just missing the Octane part right there. But you've got that picture of Optimus Prime right there setting fire to the to the forest again. You got the red grills right here to emulate all this. So you can really appreciate the job that they did detailing this guy to look like that guy, which is really nice, and really a lot more appreciative of it once you get the original in hand and you get them side by side. Now, one more quick comparison, and this is going to be difficult to fit in, but here are my two G2 laser rod Optimus Primes. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I can't fit these guys in here together. Let's see if this will work. So you can see my my custom in the G1 colors with the silver trailer. This is not Scourge's trailer from RID, by the way. This is the trailer that was the Japanese exclusive for this figure in Japan. So in Japan, there was a version of reissue of this figure that came out with a nice silver trailer. That's the one I've got here, I think. Actually, no, I might be wrong. This might be the black Convoy trailer. But anyway, yeah, that's what that is. So you can see the two of them there side by side. Let's get this guy right in here. And we're going to get into transformation. What do we want to do first? Maybe we want to do the trailer first, I'm thinking. So we'll go ahead and separate the cab from the trailer. Let's see. We'll do the transformation on the trailer first, but then we'll leave the features for later. So let's do it that way. So we're going to start right here at the front. Go ahead and pop this open. This is going to come straight down. And we're going to reach right in here, and we're going to take his gun. Go ahead and just set that off to the side. If you look right down there, there's a little button right there. You press on that button, it's spring-loaded. So this is going to release the back half of the trailer. You're going to bring this straight up, and you're going to want to watch these and make sure that they're not falling everywhere, just like I did here now. And then we're going to take, let's back up a little bit because this guy is going to get kind of huge. So we're going to take the two sides of the trailer right here, and we're going to split these in half. And as we do that, take this launcher and rotate it up like so, and then turn it so that it's facing forward. This is going to be forward towards our enemy. We're going to leave it right there at an angle, and I think we need to back up just a little more. Hello, Browning, right over there, making a cameo appearance. Love that Browning. He's been on my desk. He's never even gone on my G1 shelf. Absolutely love that figure so much. He's always stayed on my desk. All right, let's come around the back real quick. So we have a launcher right here. We're going to pop this guy out. And there's a little port right there. There's a little ball joint right up here. We're going to take this guy and peg it right up there. We've got some extra missiles right down there. I'll get to those in just a moment. And then finally, we're going to reach in here. We're going to bring this down. Bring this out and forward. Bring this all the way down. That's going to be our missile launcher. Come around the back again one more time. We're going to take our bezel right here. And we're going to slide this. Which way does it need to slide? Needs to slide down. So we need to slide that down to release it and bring it out. Set that off to the side. And then we're going to get our gun right here. This is on a little swivel. There's a little peg. There's a little port. We're going to connect that right there and point it forward. And there is our trailer all set up and ready for battle. So backing up just a little further, because this thing is just absolutely massive, but there are so many play features here, and this really does harken back to an age where these Transformer toys really were play sets. There's so much fun stuff that we can do here, but this thing is absolutely massive. We're looking at about 20 inches in width here, about 17 inches deep, and about 12 inches tall. This thing, again, it's absolutely massive, and it's loaded with action features. So the disc portion here, we've already seen. We use this in truck mode. We can still use it here. You can still rotate this in any direction that you want. You can turn that disc and fire the little, or rather turn the knob and fire the discs off to the front of you. So that still works the exact same way. Now over here, we've got that launcher that we removed. Let me go ahead and turn this around. So we've got that launcher that we removed from over here and we pegged up here on the top. So this guy comes included with 10 of these little blue missiles. So you can have 5 of them loaded into this launcher here, and then you've got some storage space right in there where you can store the other 5. So you can fire and reload and fire some more, which is really, really cool. And you just kind of, let me pop that one out. So you just slide a missile right in there and you're loaded up and ready to go. You got 5 individual spring-loaded launchers. You just press on that button. And as you can see, that's got quite a bit of force. Really, really nice. And again, you've got 10 of those, so you can just load, fire, reload, fire again. Very, very cool. And that is on a ball joint, so you can actually tilt this up and down and turn it and aim it and whatnot. Very cool. You've got your gun that we put up here. It is on a peg, so you can rotate this around. You can move it up and down. You can rotate it side to side. And we can also use that in robot mode. We'll look at that in just a second. And then finally, we've got the bezel here with the missile launcher, and you also get 2 of these missiles. There is a storage spot right here on this side of the trailer right over there, so you can pop this out. And this is really cool. I love these little missiles. I've showed these off before. These are just little hollow tubes with a rubber tip. So all you do is you take, let me go ahead and pop that one right back in there. So you take your missile. As you can see, you can store one in the trailer, and then you can store another one right here in the launcher. They are keyed, so there is a certain way that you got to put this in here. You may get only to there, and then if you start turning it, it'll key in and it'll fall in all the rest of the way. And there you go, you're all set. This, you can turn, you can point it straight forward, you can angle it up, you can point it straight up, although that's not going to work with this in the way. But, you know, you can aim it in, you know, or rather angle it up and down. And then you're going to take your bezel here, and when you hit the bezel, let me try and point that forward. When you hit that bezel, depending on how hard you hit it, you don't want to hit it too hard, but it's got a pretty good amount of force as well. The other day I was launching this clear across my dinner table lengthwise, and I wasn't like punching it down or anything like that. I was really just kind of, well, that was a terrible example because I'm behind the camera. But really, that's really kind of all that I was doing. And I was just kind of doing this and pressing it like that, and I was, again, launching it clear across the length of my dinner table. So yeah, pretty good amount of force there. It's a really effective gimmick, and because it's not spring loaded, it's not going to run out anytime soon. So yeah, there you go. And again, you can get your figure and you can really pose them pretty much anywhere you want. So because it's so big, let's go ahead and get this guy out of the way. But that is the battle station mode for the trailer right there. Moving on to the cab section, transformation and robot mode. So transformation, again, it's G2, so it's relatively simple but very effective. We're going to start at the bottom of the vehicle, and this is where our sword is stored away. This guy is just clipped in right here on the back. You got these 2 tabs and these 2 tabs, so everything just kind of squeezes together right back there. So you just pull it straight back and the sword is released. We can set that aside for now. Go ahead and take this piece of the truck back here and let's flip these forward. This is going to be our feet. And we can take our legs, stretch them out, and unpeg them, and there's pretty much our legs all done. Let's back up a little bit. We are going to get tall. All right, so moving on with the rest of the vehicle, or rather the rest of the robot. Take the sides of the vehicle right here, bring these out to the side, separate the nose of the truck, and then just kind of bring these down on this double hinge to form the shoulders and the arms right there. Take the fake grill right there. We're going to pop this guy open. Use this little tab up here to pop that head out. Bring this all the way up and over. Rotate the head around and close that chest piece. And there is Generation 2 Laser Optimus Prime in robot mode, and he looks absolutely fantastic. Stands approximately 7.5 inches tall at the head, 8 if you want to go to the top of the shoulder pylons. And just going all the way around, you can see, again, this harkens back to a time when we were just getting these really nice, solid figures. There's not a lot of, or any really, there aren't any hollow points here. There's not a lot of kibble, nothing like that. It's just a nice, solid, chunky figure. Feels good in your hands, and he's just solid and massive and fun to play with. Coming in closer, you can see the head sculpt on this guy. I absolutely adore the head sculpt on this figure. I don't know what it is, but this is one of my favorite molds of or sculpts for an Optimus Prime head. And of course, he's got fantastic light piping. The whole back of the head is clear, so he's got really nice light piping right there, as you can see. Very, very cool. Just checking out the rest of his deco, which again, once upon a time, I didn't care for, but over the years, it's kind of taken a charm for me, and I've really come to love it over the years. So you've got the gray shoulder pylons right here with some nice, cool, kind of technical sticker detail right there on the shoulders. That G2 trope of putting, character names everywhere, all over the character. You got Optimus Prime right there on the sticker windows. Blue chest piece right there, red arms with blue fists, gray chest, gray waist piece, gray legs, black shins with the red stickers right there, and the blue feet right there. Looking really cool for articulation. The head can rotate side to side. The arms can go forward and backward at the shoulder. I would not take the articulation is there to go all the way around, but is not something you want to do, because you do have some wires right there. Those are the wires for the lights on the headlights, so you do not want to spin these around. You're going to snap those wires. So just forward that far, back that far, leave it at that. The shoulders can also go in and out right there. You can bend at the elbow, you can rotate at the elbow, or we'll say, well, that's the top of the elbow or the bicep right there. There you go. Nothing at the wrists. You can rotate at the waist. Universal ratchets on the hips, so you can go forward that far, back that far, in and out. You cannot rotate, but you can bend at the knee. And then, of course, you got some toe tilt forward and backwards due to transformation. Now, we also have that light up feature still works right here in robot mode. So if you remember, we had that button back there. When you press on that, you remember those headlights would turn on. Well, if you look right in here in the fist, we've got another light right there in the fist. And again, this is where that laser rod gimmick would come in. So if you remember our sword, you can pop the sword right in there. This is going to be hard to see because of the lighting, but you can press that. And what that does is it actually lights up the sword. And in a dark room, this actually has a really, really cool effect, because it outlines, the whole outline of the sword lights up. It's really kind of a very cool effect. So that's one thing that we can do. The other thing we can do, you remember that gun that we put at the top of the trailer? All right, so if you take this piece and rotate it back and you use this peg right here, you'll notice that that's a translucent red peg. And if you look throughout the gun, you can see some more translucent pieces right here in the body and coming all the way to the tips of the gun barrels. So if we place this guy right in his hand and we press that button, you're going to see, let me see if I can get a good shot of it. Try and zoom that in. Again, it's hard to see because of all the lights that I got in here, but you can see where it's lighting up. Let me actually try this. This is unorthodox. That looks better. Check that out. So it's very cool. And again, in a dark room, it actually creates a really, really cool effect. So you can, actually play pew pew like this guy's firing. You can press that button on and off, and he's actually firing away. So that's really, really cool. Let's do this. Let's take his, and we're going to give him his sword again. And we're going to do a couple of quick comparisons. So here is the original Generation 2 Laser Optimus Prime next to my custom Generation 2 Laser Optimus Prime, which also has the working light gimmick, as you can see right there. Just so you can see the differences. And, if you're wondering what this guy would look in a Generation 1 paint job, that's what he would look like right there. Still love this guy, but now I also love this guy right here. I'm so happy and pumped that I got one in original colors. Here he is with the Titan Masters, the Titans Returns Generation 2 Laser Optimus Prime. So you can see, where they were coming from. and all of the decisions that were made for this figure right here, where those decisions came from. And again, they did a pretty good job of making this guy look like this guy. Maybe a darker tone of blue would have been nice, and maybe some details on the shoulders would have really sealed the deal on this guy. But other than that, yeah, really nice homage to this figure right here. And then finally, let's bring in something a little more modern, just so you can compare for size. Here he is with Earthrise Optimus Prime. A leader class Optimus Prime, which is really a Voyager size figure. So there you go. So you can see what a current Voyager size figure, how that is going to size up next to. I don't know what class this was. I don't remember what those classes were called back then. But there you go. This was a $25 figure back in the day. So there you go. And here we have one last look at Generation 2 Laser Optimus Prime with his battle platform. Absolutely love this guy. So happy to finally have, let's call it a proper one in my collection. It's so weird that I never really liked this figure back in the day, but over the years, it's really grown on me. And now I absolutely adore the crazy, wacky paint job on this guy. This is a fantastic addition to any Transformers collection and a must-have for any Optimus Prime collection. And I think that about does it for the Transformers Generation 2 Laser Optimus Prime. What did you think of this figure? Let me know down in the comments. Give me some thumbs up. Subscribe and hit that bell icon so you're notified when I upload a new video. I've got a donate button up there if you want to hit on that. I certainly would appreciate it. Please share with your friends if you like what you see, and I'll talk to you next time on That's Just Prime.